Hi, this is Ben from JC Instrumental, and today I'm making good on a promise. So back in January, I told you guys on my blog that I was going to learn to play a new instrument in real time and write about it. And that instrument was the harmonica. And I got a little bit sidetracked over the past couple months between teaching, practicing the other three instruments that I practice every day, writing a dissertation, taking care of a 9 to 12 month old every day. So, didn't actually ever really get that off the ground. But now I've got time. Um, I'm stuck inside, and so is my wife, helping out with childcare. So I have the opportunity to do this, to show you guys the process of learning an instrument in real time. And I thought I'd do one better than the original plan. Instead of writing about it, I can actually show you how I go about the process of learning a brand new instrument. So I'm going to try to stick to my own rules that I set out at the very beginning and practice 6 days a week, not seven, but 6 days a week, and limit myself to around 10 to 15 minutes a day. And part of the reason for that is just to demonstrate to you guys that you can pick up an instrument uh, with very little time commitment as long as you have the discipline of making sure you do it every day. Now, my goal is not to become, a virtuoso at the harmonica. My goal is to be able to play passably, to be able to complement some of the other instruments that I play, and be able to use it to creatively enhance other projects that I'm doing. So, um, I'm setting the bar not at a low level, but at a very utilitarian level. Uh, so I actually have had this gear sitting around for the last several months. I decided to invest in harmonica gear in January and set my budget at a very modest $100. Came in under that. So let me show you what I've got and what I'm going to be working with here. So for $100, you can actually get yourself a box of 7 harmonicas. Now, these are not super high quality harmonicas. At some point, they are probably going to need to be replaced if I ever want to, use them on recordings or in live performances. I'm probably going to need something nicer. But, like with any other instrument, it's perfectly reasonable to start with a budget friendly instrument while you're learning and then upgrade later. And I will probably end up upgrading these one at a time as, you know, starting with the ones that get used more often. Um, so for that initial budget, I also got myself um, a neck holder uh, and a beginner book. So that's what we're going to be working out of as we go through this. And I picked this book more or less at random on Amazon. I haven't really spent a lot of time looking through it. If I hate it, I might change at some point. But for now, this Harmonica Primer for Beginners by Tom Wolfe is what we're going to be using. Now, why 7 harmonicas? Why not just one? The answer is that harmonicas are keyed, so they are, this particular instrument is, each of them is good for playing in one key. And so of the 12 major keys that exist in Western music, I have 7 of them: B flat, F, C, G, D, A, and E. And we'll talk a little bit later in this process about why those keys and why a harmonica is keyed at all, what that means. But I'm going to try and save that for Thursdays, since those are really theory questions. And there's a lot of really interesting theory questions that learning the harmonica brings up. But we're going to start with the C harp. So this is in the key of C, and that means that the notes that are on this particular harp are essentially the same as the white keys on the piano. So the natural notes, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. No sharps or flats. So if we were to play a C major scale on the piano, it would look like this. Right? Just on the white keys, no black keys. And those are the notes that are present here on the harmonica. However, if you just start at one end and blow up, I'm already having some intonation problems. That's not the pattern you're going to get. You're not going to get the major scale. Instead, what you're going to get is an arpeggio of a C major chord. Let me actually, yeah, so the harp itself is going to arpeggiate a C major chord, which is just C, E, and G over and over again. So something like that on the piano. To get those other notes, you actually have to draw in. So each hole in the harmonica, and there are 10, makes one sound or one tone when you blow out and another tone when you draw in. So I only know this because of looking at the diagrams in this book. Before I started this process, I had no idea how the harmonica was laid out. I sort of assumed that there must be, the major scale and the major chords laid out in some intuitive way, but I couldn't have told you what that is. So it's those three notes, C, E, and G, that appear when you blow out. And then the other notes of the C major scale, which would be D, F, A, and B, appear in various places when you pull in. And there's a very good reason for that. But again, we're going to save that for Thursdays. So, with any instrument, the logical place to start is with a major scale. It's the foundation of pretty much everything that we do. So, learning to play this on an instrument that is set up to play this is a little bit more complicated than it might be on some other instruments when you're first starting out, because it requires alternating those blow and draw notes. So that's what I'm working on right now. So to play that middle octave C major scale, I'm going to start in the middle on the fourth hole, and again, I know that because the book is telling me. And so that C is going to be a blow note, and then the D is a draw. So you're blowing into the same hole and then pulling back through that same hole, and then moving up to that E. Blowing in for E, pulling through for F, and then moving again. And you can repeat this process until you get up to, let's see, until you get up to B, because that A is a draw note, the B is also a draw note. So you're essentially playing blow, draw, blow, draw, blow, draw, and then draw, blow to get from 6 to 7. So, we'll see. It should sound something like this. That was pretty good for a first time through, but I'm still getting a little bit of space on the outside of those notes. So that just means that my embouchure is not set up correctly. I'm blowing through some of the neighboring tones that I'm not meaning to blow through, and so I need to work on getting that shape correctly. And that's what I'm going to work on for the next week or so. Probably we'll be stuck on the major scale until I can get it really solid. But that's 10 minutes. So according to my own rules, that's where I've got to stop. And I'll try and get another video up tomorrow. Until then, see you later.